What do you like in game 6? Does Edmonton force a game 7?
I think they do, Sia. I think, first of all, I think we would all love to see a game 7 in the Stanley Cup final. It literally doesn't get any better than that. But looking at the Oilers here, they have definitely figured it out offensively. It took them a few games, but Connor McDavid and company are playing extremely well. Now you've got all the long travel. You've got maybe a little doubt creeping in with Bob. He has not been great the last 2 games, very uncharacteristic, but it is due to how great this Oilers team is offensively and Connor McDavid most specifically. I think the home ice is going to be significant here. Keeping in mind, Sia, this is a big spot for Canada in general. They have not won a Stanley Cup final since 1993. I think this thing goes to a game 7. So I'm playing the Oilers here minus 120, and I'm splitting my bet. I'm also going to play them in regulation. You can bet them on a 3-way market to not need overtime to win. That price point is plus 125. I will be splitting my wager between both of them, but I do think we get a game 7 in Florida.
I mean, that plus 125 certainly makes sense considering they dispatched Florida 8-1 last time they were at home just a few days back. Let's talk about the series, though. If memory serves, and you join me on the early edge every single day, well, I shouldn't say every day, but most days at 10 o'clock in the morning, I seem to recall you having a future on Edmonton. Do you think they end up winning this series, not just game 6?
I personally think that they do, but it's going to be tough to win a game 7 on the road. But I do love a team that has the offensive firepower to do it. I have been on Edmonton the entire way since the start of the playoffs. It's just the offensive ability of Connor McDavid. He's truly unbelievable. If they get just average goaltending, I think that they're going to be competitive in every single game. They are on fire right now. I think we're definitely looking at a game 7. Uh, I will lean to Edmonton still, but not in love with the price point at this point.
I get the adrenaline going anytime anybody mentions game 7, regardless of the sport. Mike, let me ask you this. Listen, you like Edmonton. I mean, it sounds like you got the future on Edmonton. I know you said it's going to be tough. Let's look at the Conn Smythe. Let's look at the MVP, if you will. Who wins the Conn Smythe?
For me, it's Connor McDavid, especially if this goes to game 7. I think the most important thing to remember here is the Conn Smythe is not an MVP award for the finals. It's not the NBA Finals MVP. It is not the Super Bowl MVP. It is a body of work award for the entire Stanley Cup playoffs. McDavid leads everyone in points by a mile. He's exploded in the last 2 games. If they come back from that deficit and just simply force a game 7, he's winning this whether they win it or not. In fact, you see the odds now minus 220. 2 days ago, this was plus 700 where I gave it on CBS Sports HQ. It's his award at this point. The only way that he loses at this point is if in game 6 they get absolutely shut out and Bob is fantastic. Then he might come back and still win it. But for me, McDavid has done enough already. I'll give him the award.
Talk to us about how you're attacking the rest of this series. We might have one game, we might have two. I'm not sure. How you attacking it?
Yeah, I kind of want to talk about the whole situation here. So as far as Friday, we do like Edmonton here. We give them a 67% chance to win. There is really no value on taking the Florida money line here. There is slight value on taking Edmonton. But if you do like the Oilers that much and you are confident that they are winning this game, that means you are confident that we are going to a game 7. So the better way to spend your money if you really think the Oilers take this game tonight is to take the Panthers in 7 at plus 230 and take the Oilers in 7 at plus 260. That way, regardless of who wins in 7 games, you're either going to be up 1.5 units or up 1.75 units. So if you really feel that the Oilers can win in this game, which we do, we give them a 67% chance, the better way, I think, to spend your money is to sprinkle a little bit on both in 7. Just to get creative here, because that's what we got to do.
That's a very unique way to attack it. I absolutely love that. Can I ask you this, though? Because I kind of led with, Florida Panther fans, listen, you're in a good position. Anybody would want to be up 3-2 in this situation. I'm not suggesting they should be scared, but how are the vibes down in South Florida when it comes to those very same Panther fans?
I have to call myself a bandwagoner because I moved down here in August and suddenly I'm a Panthers fan, but I have been cheering them on. I've been going to the games. I've gone to some playoff games. I've been going out to watch them as well. That was a frustrating night in that game 5. So it will take a lot. I think people here are starting to get a little nervous, but I think if we get to 7, we're in trouble. I think it has to end in Edmonton.
I got to ask you, do you think it's going to go 7? Based on the motto picks, it sounds like at least that's what where you're putting your money.
I do have to speak for the data, and unfortunately, I do think it is going to go to 7.